All right, introduce yourself.
My name is Jonathan Sattler. I'm from DePaul University of Greencastle, Indiana.
Briefly explain your project that you were working on in this RAU program.
I'm working on the breakdown and the buildup of a tree, a data gathering tree called the DCST, the degree constrained spanning tree. And I'm working on simulating that and getting the results to compare it to other popular data gathering trees.
Now that you have been here 9 weeks, how do you feel about the overall accomplishments of your project?
So far, I think I've done really well. A lot of what I've put my hard work into is making sure that the code for the simulation works. I've built a lot of classes and I've made a lot of progress. And so far, I'm really happy with what I've done. Just got a couple more things to work out with the speed of the simulations and the data and gathering it into graphs.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being poor, 5 being excellent, how would you personally rate yourself in the fields of wireless ad hoc networking and sensor networking?
I put myself on the level of 4 so far. I still got a lot to learn, but I'm getting there.
Okay. Should there be any changes in the way students are mentored in this program? If you think so, name some of them that you would recommend.
Some changes that I think could happen. Well, I like to see my mentor sometimes, a little bit more. But I understand that he's a busy person. He's a busy professor. But and other things. Really, I think the program's working very nicely. I didn't know some of the expectations beforehand, but as I came up, to grasp with some of the things that we were expected to do, I just took them and went with it. So far, I like what's going on.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being not at all, 5 being most definitely, rate how strongly you feel that you might pursue graduate school studies in the areas of wireless sensor networking and ad hoc networking.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 5, I would say it would have to be a 3.5. I have really been influenced by some of the talks that we've had here at the program, and they've really helped me out and really helped me understand what graduate school is overall. So, yeah, 3.5.
Okay. Comment on the logistics of the program. Was it well organized? Do you have any specific comments as to how things worked out?
No. The program went pretty well. I liked the lectures, and I enjoyed the code work.
All right. Dr. Nathan was your principal mentor in your project. How much did he motivate you and help you in your project?
Dr. Nathan did a lot of testing for me. He was the person who held the standard. Anytime that I had a test that I got results from in my project, he would be the one to tell me whether they were accurate and whether they were true or whether I needed to go back and do some more testing in order to get more valid results. So he was very helpful.
Dr. Moore, the director of the CS department here at Jackson, also presented orientation sessions during the middle of the program. On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being not at all and 5 being most definitely, how much did this session enhance your interests in pursuing the terminal degree you are looking toward now?
Well, as I said before, it really hit me pretty hard when I got through some of these talk sessions with Dr. Moore and with other people around campus. And yeah, they gave me some insight as to why I would even want to go to graduate school. So on a scale of 1 to 5, I would say a 5.
Okay. There were also research seminars in bioinformatics, digital image processing, RSA encryption, biosimulations, and high-performance computing. How would you personally rate these seminars?
Well, I like the seminars. Some of them, I will admit, weren't of as much interest to me, but others were very fascinating. Fields that I didn't even expect that I would go into, like high performance computing. That presentation was very interesting. And I would rate these seminars on a very high level. They're very necessary to this program.
In terms of presentation and speech and in writing, how would you compare your skills from before the program to how they are now? Comment on the usefulness of the feedback you got back from this program.
So the feedback that I got from this program was mostly in the form of papers, paper evaluation sheets. And some of it was verbal, although little of it. And so from what I found on those sheets, I think that they were pretty good. I liked them. And I liked the detail that they provided, you know, whether I was speaking loud enough, whether my slides were attractive enough, whether my information was relevant enough. Although some of them weren't as great as I had hoped, they helped me get better. And hopefully by the time I run into this next project that we're doing, the final presentation, which comes up in a couple of days, I'll be ready.
Okay. What are the major strengths of this program? And if there are any, what would be its weaknesses?
The strengths of this program are that it really brings some light onto what graduate school is going to be about if you decide to go in for research. And the weaknesses don't really come to mind right now. There might be a couple with, you know, working out some kinks with the university and getting recognition from other professors, but that's all aside the point. The program is really good.
Okay. Rate your coding experience in the program. How much knowledge have you gained with respect to logic development and implementation, as well as the programming language you have worked on?
Well, I did a lot of coding in this one, lots of it, and it turns out that coding was the biggest part. I've written at least 12 classes, 6 of them or 8 of them which I plan to use in the future. And I've been able to build on top of those. From what I've learned, libraries are very helpful, and looking at the instructions and the API of programming languages like Java are extremely helpful. And also learning how to design for reuse. I found that I've taken a lot of steps in just working with different areas of my project, and I've had to step from one to another and to another. And I've learned that if I don't design for reuse, then I end up changing more than I had planned to write in the first place. So it's really important that I set things in line out first, work on a plan, and then change the plan as we go along.
Okay. Do you think that your research is publishable? Tell why.
You know, I hope that it is. There's a lot of work went into this, and I think it is. Now, we'll see what happens by the time this final paper is over, but I've already started on it, and yes, I think it's publishable because I've done a lot of research and put a lot of time and effort into checking behind myself and making sure that the code is up to date, the data makes sense, and there's been a lot of error testing done by my mentor, Dr. Nathan. So I think it's publishable, and I think it'll also be useful for other people doing research in this area.
Okay, and finally, on a scale of 1 to 100, how confident were you in research before attending this research program, and how confident are you now?
Before this research program, I wasn't very confident in doing much as far as doing too much more with writing. After I left my sophomore year, I had just taken one of my last writing classes, and I felt that hopefully I wouldn't have to go through as much critique as I did that year again. But now I've done a lot, and I've been through a lot with writing research papers. And and I think I've come a long way as far as my writing skill, as far as my speaking skill, and a lot of things. So before this program, 60%, 50% confident in my research skills. And after this program, I think we can bump it up to a safe 80-85%.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.